Episode 2. Ford's Mustang is the world's best selling sports car now for 10 years running. So Ford Mustang, 10 years running as the world's most sold sports car. And that's why we've got to do a build and price. We got to get through the show and get to that part. So if you are looking for a current Mustang, I think we've got our 2022, and I did not plan showing photos of that, but it's on our channel often enough. But our 2022 Mustang, I love the styling of it. And guess what? If you find a brand new 2022 Mustang right now, the interest rate is incredible. And it's actually also pretty darn good on a 2023 Mustang. Some Ford news, the F-150, if you find a 2022 available on a lot, the interest rate is incredible. And it's very good on the 2023, especially when you consider that the average interest rate right now for a new vehicle on the market is 8.2%. So when you have an opportunity to get a 2023 at 2.99%, which is the 2023 Ford F-150 interest rate, that's incredible. That's many, many, many points below the average. So those are great. Now in our market, in the North American market, I was reading Ford Authority, and it would seem, according to Ford Authority, that the Dodge Challenger, as of late, actually was selling better than the Mustang. So that surprised me, but then I thought, you know what, the Dodge Challenger, gas-powered V8, is on its way out. And so is the Camaro. And when you call the cancellation of, anything that's sort of cool, so sports cars, for example, it does get people to flock in and buy one before it's too late. So they've got the FOMO. Fear of missing out. You probably thought that was an acronym for swearing. That's what I felt. No? That's not what that face was about?
I didn't think anything about that.
Okay, so FOMO, fear
That's just another word that I don't know in English.
Well, now you know it. Fear of missing out. So I think fear of missing out is really driving up Challenger sales. And I actually know last week I got a call from someone who's been waiting forever for a Chevy Camaro SS. Now he's going to be looking at picking up a Mach 1 Mustang. So 1 for Mustang. I love the current model. Great interest rates going on. And Ford is bringing back that model. So more Ford news with ordering information. Maverick order banks open July 17th. And production for the 2024 Maverick starts October, and if I recall, that's October 17th. So someone in the comments, please, in the live chat, if it's not October 17th, if I've missed it by a few days, please correct me. But you've got Maverick order banks opening up July 17th. There's still time for that to move, and the one, when they're going to start producing them in October, I believe the 17th, that can still move around, and actually when production starts has more chances of moving around, but even there's decent chances of when order banks open, that could definitely move around as well. And additional news, Maverick orders or people who already own a Maverick, you're gonna love this news. The sales of the Santa Cruz, let's say the Santa Cruz and the Maverick are in their own market. And I've got huge news on sales numbers for those, but why don't you tell us a little bit about your impression from the test drive you had with the Santa Cruz? You looked at it, you touched it. We got our fingerprints all over their huge dark screen, which I love the look until it got dirty because I can't stand fingerprints on a screen. Why don't you tell everyone about that while I play around with the photos here?
The first impression. So at first, I didn't love the outside that much of the Santa Cruz because I love more the square look of the Maverick and other Ford SUVs. But the inside is incredible. I need to give them that point. It's beautiful. It looks, I could say, chic. The Maverick is more a bit of plastic inside, but the Santa Cruz is more luxury look.
It looks chic. More like a luxury vehicle, or a vehicle that's trying to look like a luxury vehicle. So it looks upscale, and the Maverick looks like a proper truck. And I think that's what the issue you had with the Santa Cruz is the exterior.
So one has the inside, the other one has the outside. If they could have something together, it will be the nicest truck ever. But for the test drive, it went
Zelda designed. Did you know the creators of Zelda designed the Santa Cruz?
No?
That's why there's all those triangles.
this-
It's the Triforce all over. Triforce here, Triforce
okay,
there.
enough time.
It's a Zelda-obsessed fanboy or fangirl who created the Santa Cruz, but that's the issue you had with it. You're always so nice and polite and positive, but I'm here to tell the real deal, and the real deal is Marie was just like, I do not like all the triangles everywhere.
Sorry, don't speak like that.
That's a horrible, that's more if you're from, that's just a bad accent
all the plastic
altogether.
around the tires too, they had little triangle in the plastic. It was special.
Yeah, they really found a way. They're like
They are everywhere.
Someone at Hyundai, I'm sure two people went out for way too much scotch or vodka or whatever, Korean beer. So I think this went down at 2 a.m. at a bar. There was a lot of smoke in the air, and on a very drunk bet, someone bet the designer, I bet you cannot put 100 triangles. I know there's more than 100. There must be 300 triangles. It was a bet. You can't get 300 triangles on a vehicle and get it passed into production. If you do, I'll give you $100,000. I hope the bet was worth a lot.
My theory on that is we always talk about square cars, round cars. So they said, we'll put triangle this time. We'll be the only one.
They are the only one. Smart. Okay, so it's cool. It's cool because it's cool to try new things. It's cool to have an open mind. You gotta try it.
That's their thing.
And
Nobody else has it.
You can't knock it. You gotta try it. Can't knock it until you've tried it. You tried it, you knocked it. I actually find the look of the Santa Cruz refreshing, and I don't mind one bit the look of the Santa Cruz. But I'm a truck guy, so of course I like how the Maverick looks truck. Now this is Jason Brenton's Maverick. And I'm so happy the new Ranger looks more like a mix between the current F-150 and the Maverick. So that's with lettering in the screen here.
Wow.
So this is fun. If we slide over, hun, if you slide your head over, you're beautiful, but we're focusing on the screen here now. So you've got his Jason Brenton's hybrid right here, and you see the Maverick lettering. Next week, we'll get photos of Marie's lettering on, but I want to publish the video on that first. Marie has her install video. So Marie put stickers on her Maverick. Wow.
It was easy and quick.
Almost as easy as grade 3 or grade 2 elementary school book stickering.
Yeah.
Book stickering. So before and after, folks, I think I like it. I like the black. I also
More dimension.
Yeah, I really like your chrome look as well. So this is a great look, liking it quite a bit. So thank you, Jason, for sending those. If you have photos to send us, send them to Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, and that's Johnny with an N. And if you're a member, you can actually send us emails where you ask us questions about, you can even have a deal, and you can say like, here's the sheet I got. Is this normal? Do I have what I need to actually have a real order so that the delays are reasonable? Is it a good price? What could I negotiate? I'm here to help you folks. So our member lives, we have at least one per month where it's a live and we deal with people's paperwork. But generally we'll aim for 2. And then sometimes we throw in little fun videos. So that's what's going on for Maverick news. Now the 2024 Ranger ordering. The numbers on the Maverick. My mistake. The Ford Maverick sold 70% of the small truck market, and the Santa Cruz sold 30% of the truck market. So the Maverick is destroying the Santa Cruz in sales. And that's funny because the Santa Cruz is made pretty much in a region where they're making the batteries, they're making a lot of chips. So they have the opportunity to have a lot of production, but people are running after the Maverick. And it seems when they can't get a Maverick, what I hear the most is people buying either a Tacoma or a Honda Ridgeline. Outsider Review says, Marie, you should call this episode Triangles. Yes. The legend of triangles. So 2024 Ranger ordering, according to an internet leaked document, indicates that Ford will open the order banks for the new 6th generation 2024 Ranger pickup in May 26th. Ordering May 26th. So I'll keep you updated on all that. And also they're talking about August 7th as the current planned date for production. So it looks like everything's been pushed by a month because I think last summer or last fall, I actually had access, of course I still do, to all the fleet, job one dates and whatnot, all that information about ordering and all the information about production. And there was no information on the 2024 Ranger. However, it said the 2023 Ranger production would stop July 7th, 2023. So I announced to all of you, hey, little insider info here. We can assume if they're no longer making 23 Rangers, can't we just assume that that's either right away or at worst 3 weeks to a month later, they'll be building 2024 Rangers? And obviously on this one, we got it right, folks. So that's your news. Now we do have, it's been 45 minutes. Let's do a quick little build-in price of the Ford Mustang. So Ford Mustang, we've got a Tacoma here. So funny, interesting Tacoma news right before we build up this Mustang. We got a Tundra here, sorry. So I do like that Ford's trucks. The F-150 has aluminum paneling. I think that's fantastic because it doesn't rust. Now this is a 13-year-old truck, and for a 13-year-old truck, the rust is actually pretty good because the rust would be worse if this was likely worse if this was a GM or a Dodge. So I think the future is building things with materials, at least the panels, having vehicle panels being made of materials that do not, and I say do not, rust away. So speaking of Toyota, crazy Toyota news, Toyota's down 9% in sales, and that's the big thing is their dealerships have all these crazy fees. A lot of them have crazy fees because they still have next to no supply, and that's because production is not up yet. So over at Toyota, let's check this out. Let's play this here. And we got a fist fight going on at a Toyota dealership, and we've got to ask ourselves, are they fighting to get you better prices? No, they're not fighting at Toyota to get you better prices. A lot of Toyota dealerships have crazy markups hidden in the forms of mandatory products, such as, for example, nitrogen-filled tires, anti-thefts. So I think no one should be forced when they go to buy their vehicle. Please don't ever agree to being forced to take on products you don't want. Now, an anti-theft is a great product to have at $500 or $600.
But don't do that if you don't agree. You just can say that you don't agree. Don't
have a fist fight. But it's pretty sad when every manufacturer mostly has to deal with dealerships. But the problem isn't one individual dealership. The real problem is when you have, I'll just pause this here. The real problem is when you can have all the dealerships of one manufacturer in an entire state owned by one corporation, or have more than 10 states be owned by only 2 corporations. Because when you only have 1 or 2 corporations, they set the price. And guess what? It's pretty easy for 2 owners to make a phone call and say, anti-theft for $3,000 on every Toyota? Deal. Okay, what else? How else can we rob people? How badly can we screw people? Well, all they're doing is collectively, and it's a very small collection, it's 2 corporations, collectively choosing to sell above the MSRP. They're basically essentially, imagine every single Toyota dealership in the USA was owned by 1 or 2 corporations, or even 4. Quick little meeting call over, whatever web service you want to use, but a little chat over the internet face to face, and you can all just agree to fix prices and be like, hey, everyone, we're adding 10,000 or whatever, it would probably be a percentage, we're adding 15 or 20% to all the vehicles that Toyota sends to the United States. Deal done. Everyone follow the rules. Great. Price fixing. That's a real story, and I don't know why more people aren't covering this. When Ford dealerships were selling the Broncos over, the ones in inventory I can almost understand because they're so unbelievably rare. And then if you didn't mark them up, well, then they're just being bought by wholesalers who are then marking them up. But when we're talking about a Corolla, a Camry, a Toyota, RAV4. These aren't vehicles that are supposed to be sold for a fortune. And I'm sorry, the Bronco is a whole lot more exciting, and I can almost swallow paying. Well, actually, I did pay because normally I get a specialty price when I buy Fords, and I bought a Bronco at window sticker, meaning I spent thousands of dollars more than I normally would, and I was happy doing it because the vehicle is awesome. Because it's not a Toyota Corolla. Toyota Corolla does not excite me very much.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.